Hey, Jugiwoyo, the Luo Ancestral Covenant. This is your practical herbalist. Now, some people ask me, how do I honor my ancestors? Now, before honoring your ancestors, I want to tell you the principles you must consider when honoring the ancestors. Okay? Now, the journey of honoring the ancestors is not merely a ceremony. It is a sacred reconnection with the spiritual roots of one's lineage. It is a process of remembering, healing, guidance, and restoring balance between the living and those who came before us. Now, when somebody is telling you we are going to honor your ancestors, this is the first thing they're supposed to do. They must honor the twins of a lineage. They must be honored first. Okay? Before drums are sounded and ancestral spirit are invoked, the ceremony of the twins of the lineage should be performed. Now, in many African spiritual traditions, twins are regarded as sacred gatekeepers who carry a unique spiritual authority. They are believed to open and close spiritual pathways between the visible and invisible worlds. Now you get the power of twins. It is just like a visitor cannot enter a home without the door being opened. Okay? Ancestral communication cannot flow freely unless the spiritual gates are first acknowledged and opened by those that are entrusted with that responsibility. Okay? Those that are entrusted. Now, for example, many people may beat drums and call upon the ancestors, yet receive no spiritual response between. Why? Because the proper spiritual doors were never opened. Now, the twin symbolizes the spiritual doorway. Number 2, a herbalist that is going to guide you, did they honor their own ancestors? That's the question. Sio mambo na ploti hapa. Sio mambo katika nyumba yenye kwa ploti. Not everyone who calls themselves herbalist or spiritual guide has the authority to lead an ancestral ceremony. The person guiding the process should have already completed their own ancestral honoring and have established spiritual relationship with their own lineage. Sio mambo na ploti, nimerudia. Kuna kanyumba ka ploti kamechukuliwa hapo wameweka vitu hapa. A guide who has never walked the path cannot selfly lead others upon it. Okay? Now, the question should always be, have your ancestors accepted you? 1. Do your ancestors communicate through you? Kwa kichwa, wanakuja. What evidence of ancestral connection do you carry? Because without ancestral acceptance, ceremonies may become empty rituals lacking spiritual power. Right? For example, a person can own drums, herbs, and sacred objects, but without ancestral recognition, these tools may remain only physical objects rather than vessel of spiritual connection. That's why unaenda kwa mtu na hakuna kitu inafanyika because wako hapo kukusanya pesa zenu. The third one, identity of the type of ancestor you are calling. Okay? Not all ancestors serve the same purpose. Every lineage carries different ancestral gifts and responsibilities. Some ancestors are healers, some are seers, some are protectors, some are warriors, and others are custodians of sacred knowledge. Just now, the way I'm teaching now, sacred knowledge. The tribe, family lineage, and ancestral history must be understood before any ceremony begins, lazima wafanye checking, tunaita which kind of ancestor. A mistake many people make is assuming that all ancestral spirits respond to the same rituals. Every lineage has its own language, symbols, offering, and methods of communication. Sasa mmeanza kunielewa eh? Let me give you an example. An ancestor who worked as a healer during life may reveal medicines, herbs, and healing knowledge. Another ancestor may reveal visions, dreams, and warning about future events. Now you must understand who is being called is very essential in this connection. Not that I call upon all my ancestors. No. We must understand. Number 4, understanding the purpose of honoring the ancestors. Intention. The key. The greatest responsibility of a spiritual guide is not simply to conduct ceremonies, but to teach the meaning behind them. People should understand, okay, why ancestors are honored, how ancestral blessings manifest, the importance of maintaining family spiritual connections, right? The responsibilities that come with ancestral guidance. You must know them, okay? Honoring the ancestors is not about worshiping them. It is about remembering where we came from, respecting those who paved the way before us, and learning from the wisdom carried within our own lineage. Okay? Now, possible benefits often associated with ancestral honoring. What you can get, what you will get after honoring them. Because somebody will, I want money, I want everything. My friend, ancestors, they are not genies. 1, strong spiritual awareness. 2, clearer dreams and intuitions. Okay? Greater sense of identity and belonging. Healing of family conflicts and generation wounds. Guidance during important life decisions. Protection through ancestral blessing according to one's tradition. Nimewajibu leo. Okay? Now you need to understand that drums is more than an instrument. It is a spiritual voice. It is a rhythm, speaks a language older than words, carrying prayers, remembrance, and intention into the unseen world. Okay? When the drum is beaten with respect, proper guidance, and pure heart, it becomes a bridge between generations. It reminds us that although our ancestors may no longer walk among us physically, their wisdom, sacrifice, and spiritual presence continue to guide those who remember them. Okay? Now, let me tell you this. To honor the ancestors is to honor the roots from which we grew. Remember, a tree that remembers its roots will never fear the storm. Okay? So once you understand this, you will know why you are honoring your ancestors now. Now, this is Jogi Woyo, the Luo Ancestral Covenant, your practical herbalist. Now you understand. Thank you very much.